something about jealousy and content creators being jealous of his success. And anybody who's talking about, money over insert word or money over morality, they're only saying these things because of their jealousy, right?
Recently, there seems to be a little bit of a disagreement between two YouTubers here in the black space of YouTube. One is a larger YouTuber. His name is Anton Daniels, also affiliated with the Lapeef Network. The second person is a brother by the name of Omawale Africa. And what we're seeing today is an accusation that you've seen all across the country in any time period in our country. And that is, you have Omawale Africa, the smaller YouTuber, accusing Anton Daniels, the larger YouTuber, of being hypocritical, all right? But not only is he accusing Anton Daniels of being hypocritical or being money hungry, he's saying that Kevin Samuels has inspired this sort of cowardly behavior in YouTubers since his death, right? We all can have haters. People who hate on us because they don't like our success are people who are not necessarily hating, but sharing a difference of opinion because they feel that what we're saying is hypocritical or goes against our normal premise. Now, I want to give you an example of that, of what's been going on here in Black YouTube in the last 2 to 3 days. There are two YouTubers in question. One has a larger following. You may know him as Anton Daniels, affiliated with the Lapeef Let's Talk show. The other YouTuber is Omawale Africa. Smaller YouTuber, but still very, very powerful. Omawale Africa is saying that Anton Daniels is hypocritical in the way he does things on his channel. Basically, he says one thing, but does another. Anton Daniels has responded in kind by saying, people like Omawale Africa, even though he didn't mention his name, these people are just haters and jealous of success. But here is something that Omawale Africa brought out in the video, that these men like Anton Daniels are actually, being inspired by Kevin Samuels, this kind of new generation of YouTubers to be somewhat, and I'm gonna say this out of my own words, kind of like spineless cowards, right? But today what we want to discern, are people just hating on you because they're hating on you, or can people actually just call you things out because, it's not the truth? Let's get in some of the videos and then we'll come back and answer the question. So let me start off with Omawale Africa and the accusations of hypocrisy.
A video was brought to my attention this morning. It was a very short clip that Anton uploaded to his channel where he says something about jealousy and content creators being jealous of his success. And anybody who's talking about, money over insert word or money over morality, they're only saying these things because of their jealousy, right? It's clearly referencing me in that particular situation, because in the live stream last night, I referred to him several times as dollars over dignity, right? Cool. Not saying everything in his 8-minute response was to me, but that particular thing was certainly to me. So I wanted to just take an opportunity to have a real conversation, brother to brother.
So basically, what Omawale is saying is Anton Daniels says he has Christian values and he says that, he has dignity over money. But what Omawale is saying is based on what he's seen from Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels is nothing like that. He's a complete opposite. In fact, he will do anything for money, and he's not a stand-up guy. That's pretty much what he's saying, all right? Now what I want to do is basically listen to what's going on with Anton Daniels before we go to Kevin Samuels clips, and let's kind of see what's happening there.
The thing that inspires me to reach out to you today, my audience, is ask yourself this. If people don't necessarily like you so much, then why do they absorb so much of your content? Why do they then start to talk like you? Why do they put to use some of the strategies, tactics, and even financial advice that you give them. I am very petty. I pay attention to, I write the list down. And it's funny because I punch up, I don't punch down. So I understand them punching up to me. And if I ever decide that I wanted to, I could squash them like an ant, but they actually doing me a favor by doing reviews.
So basically, the only reason why Omar Wale Africa is responding to Anton Daniels is because he's a bigger YouTuber and his name gets more views. And really, it has nothing to do with the issue that Omar Wale Africa says he has with them. Now, to be honest, Omar Wale says he didn't really know Anton Daniels to the video that I made about him. But this is interesting. Let's continue.
Doing review videos of me because it keeps my name in the algorithm. So I'm very appreciative. And why would I ever want to squash a colony of ants that continues to do my bidding? But they do it out of jealousy. And so I want you guys to make sure that you understand when somebody says something like you doing it for the money, or you place money over friendship, or money over whatever, right? You place money over, you place on a bag over morals or something like that, right? They'll say some stupid junk. Remember this, it's all jealousy.
Okay.
It's 100.
Let me just stop there. It's all jealousy. Basically, if somebody has a critique of you about your character, in Anton Daniels' words, Omar Wale doesn't really have an argument. He's just jealous. Okay? Now, I want to go back to Omar Wale's clips because he's gonna blame Kevin Samuels for guys like Anton Daniels, and then I want to really get into really some of the issues that how we can solve some of these things, and how everything is not jealousy, how everything is not just hypocrisy. Let me go back to Omar Wale's clip and see what he says about Kevin Samuels' followers, right? Because what Anton Daniels is saying is something that we're going to hear Kevin Samuels say. But let me kind of go back to that.
I'm not going to use this space to open up a critique of Kevin Samuels at all.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say, and I think this is important because it ties in, is Kevin started a fantastic conversation around dating and relating. Yeah, a lot of his treatment plan I didn't agree with, but what I really kind of like took umbrage with is I feel like he emboldened or empowered or maybe even highlighted a certain amount of cowardice that I refer to as hypergamous manhood that exists within the Black male collective. And Anton, in many ways, like, I think that you embody that, right? You embody that particular character flaw that.
Okay, so what's this character flaw he's talking about? This character flaw that because I have money, I'm better than you, right? Because I'm doing better than you, I can talk to you any kind of way. He's gonna also reference the DJ Academics and Fresh and Fit debacle that Albert Preach talked about, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But that's what he's saying, okay? Because I'm doing better than you, I have more money than you, then my attitude can be, like that. In other words, all right? Now, Kevin Samuels has a pretty good video on being conceited. I wanna play that clip and let's see if Kevin Samuels, who he agrees with. Let's go.
Embrace it. Embrace it all, because understand something. If you want to be a CIA man, a confident, intelligent, and assertive guy, understand something. You are going to be insulted because you're a winner. Winners always get insulted by losers. They're gonna call you arrogant. They're gonna call you condescending. They're gonna throw a bunch of insults at you, but what they're not gonna do is they're not gonna be able to beat you. It is going to dog it. Anytime someone is a winner, they have haters. Name me how many people hate Tom Brady and the Patriots. But you know who doesn't hate them? Patriots fans. People hate the Dallas Cowboys because they're called America's team. All winners have haters. Now, we understand that at the high levels, at sports and entertainment, but here in the middle levels, trying to get to the elite levels and to the top 10%, I need you guys to understand something. People are going to come at you. They're going to say, like I said, one of the biggest ones they're going to call you is you're full of yourself. You think you're so this, you think you're so that. You know who's going to say that? People who are trying to keep you down. Mm-hmm. They're not telling you that because they think less of you. They're telling you that because you have the nerve to believe in yourself and stand on what it is you believe. You're gonna have men throw it at you, but what you're not gonna have is some guy who's above you or better than you throwing it at you.
Okay, so that's what we're hearing. And I have to say that Anton didn't have this thought process, but the kind of I don't punch up, I don't punch down. So therefore, you're criticizing me, Omawale, because you are down there and I'm doing better than you financially or have more subscribers than you on YouTube. So what you have to say about me doesn't matter because it's rinsed in jealousy.
At you. You're never going to have somebody that you're trying to compete with saying you're arrogant. You're going to say, all right, that's what I mean. Do it. Be courageous. Push. That's right. Matter of fact, you're gonna have winning kind of guys be like, yeah, do that. You know the guys who are gonna throw it at you? The guys who don't wanna do the work. Guys that don't want you to make it so hard for them. Then of course they're gonna call you all these things. Look at him, you over there trying to be opportunistic and you over there trying to schmooze and you over there trying to glad hand. I'm gonna keep it real. It's always the keep it real dudes. What they're really saying is I want you to stay down here. I don't want you to shine so bright it makes it hot on me. Could you?
Okay. So clearly, that's the situation, right? But now I want to talk about, Albert and Preach have a video called Red Pill Leaders Exposed as Fragile Cornballs on Fresh and Fit, DJ Academics and Sneeko. Now clearly, the situation with DJ Academics, and I won't play it, where he basically said the girl had a voice, she sounded like Pop Smoke, and when she started talking about him after he, Sneeko and the other, him and Sneeko was talking with the girl, he started saying that pretty much she was broke and she was in poverty and her man was poor, right? Now, when Albert and Preach, and don't get it twisted, DJ Academics makes a lot of money. But if you look here at Social Blade, Albert and Preach get 26 million views a month or more. Academics getting about 7 million views, right? So on YouTube right now, clearly, Albert and Preach, they're performing better. Obviously, because Academics has other money, stuff like that, right? But now, are they hating on Academics because of, how Academics called himself the high value man and he's the prize, but he was acting in a very unmasculine way, not being masculine in that way? We all criticize Academics for that behavior. And it wasn't because people were jealous of him. It was an observation. So what I want to say here in this video, and although Kevin is right, and Omawale can be right, and Anton can be right, the reality is that you do have people who hate, and then you do have people who make observations. What I clearly think is people who can make observations without name calling in any way. I didn't see all of Omawale's video to make a decision, or nor did I see all of Anton's video. But if somebody is talking about particular flaws and they can explain those flaws and they're not dealing with ad hominem attacks, I think that's one thing to say, well, let's brush it off because that person is hating or that person is X, Y, and Z. Now, in the case of Kevin Samuels, what he's talking about is, yes, you're gonna have people who hate on you because YouTube is like that. But clearly in the case of Albert and Preach, they're doing better than Academics on YouTube. Their critics of people who are smaller than them are better than them. They're making observations. Just like me, I'm making observations. When I talked about Hafiz, for example, from the Roommates, I'm doing much better than Hafiz monthly on YouTube. And the Roommates on both channels. They have more subscribers than I do, but clearly I get more views. I have no reason to hate on the guy, but I'm dealing with the guy based on his behaviors and actions. So what I'm saying is that both things can be true. You can have people who are haters, and then also you can have people who are making observations about your character or about your flaws. Both things can be true at the same time. Now, as far as Kevin Samuels inspiring a group of men that behave like academics, I think that's the wrong assessment on Brother Omawale, because I believe the academics has been like that before Kevin Samuels. Anton Daniels, if you have any issues with him or his character, he was like that prior to Kevin Samuels, you know? And now, obviously, you can have some people feeling like they're high-value men, and they may not be, but clearly, I don't think that's the right case to put on people like, you know, Anton or academics. A lot of people were like who they were before they came to YouTube. It's just really what it is. But guys, check out both channels, Omawale Africa below, Anton's Daniels below. Peace out, guys. We're out.